So, so for today's question, that is power of 4, we have been given an integer n that should return true if it is a power of 4. Otherwise, it should return false. So basically, n is the power of 4. That means for integer x such that n is equals to 4 power x. Like it should be a power of 4. So 4, 16, 16 into 4, something like that. It should go like that. So if we are getting putting n equals to 16, then it should return true because that's a power of 4. If it's a 5, it should return false. If it's a 1, it should return true because 0 for a value of x equals to 0, it would return 1. So that's why it should be true. Okay, so this is my solution. So what I have done is taken integer r that is equals to 0, that is remainder, and while n is greater than 1 and r is equals to 0. So that time this while loop will keep on executing. So what we are doing is r is the remainder, so n modulo 4. So that will return the remainder that should return 4 sorry 0 if that is divisible by 4, n is divisible by 4. Then what we are doing, we are dividing the value of n. So let's say for 16, 16 divided by 4, it should return 4. Okay, so this step is for just output. So yeah, so after this n equals to 4, we'll get 4. So the value of n is greater than 1 and r is equals to 0, then we will continue again. So here 4 modulo 4, that should return 0, and 4 divided by 4, that should return 1. So now the value is not greater than 1, so that's why we will continue. So we'll check what is the value of r after this. So r value is still 0 and n is greater than 0. So we will return true for that condition, else we will return false. So that is the solution that I used. So this was based on just basic mathematics. So the other solution we have is using recursion. So here what we are doing, we have taken taken three conditions. Okay, so these three conditions are terminating conditions for recursion. So if n equals to 0, we will return false. If n equals to 1, we will return true. If n modulo 4, that is like when we divide a remainder for if n is divided by 4, the remainder should uh, if the remainder is not equal to 0, then we will return false. Okay, else we will if either of these conditions are not there, then we will return the power of n by 4. That means we are just dividing the value of n. So let's say example here we started with 16. Then since n is not equal to 0, 1 and modulo 4 is equal to 0, so not this condition as well. So then we will go here and we will again like 16 divided by 4, that means 4. This is power of 4 is then again called with value of 4. So then it will again come here, again it is not there, then 4 divided by 4, now the value will be 1. So n equals to 1, that means it should return true. So any other cases it should return false. Okay, so that is one solution as well. So that is all for today's problem on the Leetcode. That was the power of 4. Okay, thank you and have a nice day.